Hey guys, Jeff Beavers, Inside the Hornets Nest. I'm here with Thomas Simpson, who was a senior receiver for the varsity football team. Glad that you could be with us, Thomas.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So, senior year, senior season is over with. What did you learn, especially from your senior season, from this football season this year?
It really didn't hit me till this year, but just don't take anything for granted because it just flies by.
Is there one game in particular that sticks out to you, and if so, what is it?
Briarwood.
Because?
I got my team to trust me, and I let them down.
The thing that you're saying that you remember the most isn't necessarily a positive thing.
It is not.
Okay, so building off of that, if you had your opportunity to go back and do it again, what would you do differently?
I just trust the play calling, I guess. The play was designed for somebody else, and I told my quarterback I got it, and I did not have it.
Tell me this, with the season over with, the underclassmen coming up, what would be the message that you would give to the underclassmen?
Just work hard. Everyone is beatable, and anything's possible.
With the fact that Chelsea is going to 7A now, what's the message that you want to give not only to the underclassmen, but the fans, the players, and the student body?
Have hope. And as I said, anything can happen. Anyone can be beat.
Talking with Will Fant, who is the center for the varsity football team. Will, glad that you could be with us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So the season, with it being over with, what's your fondest memory of your senior year?
Ooh. That first win against Pelham would probably have to be it. Being able to play like we played after they misspelled our losing streak. That was pretty good. Felt really nice, and just to get on our feet for the first time this season.
So you anchor the offensive line, which I guess you could say that you're the quarterback of the offensive line. The big uglies don't get much recognition. What's one thing that a lot of people don't know about offensive line, the center that you play, that they would be surprised to find out?
Just the amount of calls and the amount of stuff that we have to know. Nothing really happens without us, and especially with younger guys like what we had this year, you gotta work together. And if one person's off, the whole line is going to be off, and the whole line's going to look bad. You can have 4 guys do their job, and one guy mess up, and the whole line looks bad. And it's just a lot more work than people notice.
Your message to the underclassmen?
Honestly, nobody's going to believe in you. You're competing against yourselves, and you're going to have to prove yourself because, the culture here has been going downhill, but you're not going to have much behind you. Even parents are going to doubt you, and you just got to go out there and show them.
We're moving to 7A this upcoming season. Would the message be the same or different for the student body as well as the fan base? And if it's different, what would you like to tell them?
I haven't honestly seen a good student body or fan base since my brother's senior year, which would be my freshman year. Going 2-8 and having the amount of support that they had was insane, and we really need to get back to that. Even with Briarwood versus Chelsea, which has always been the biggest game of the year, we played them in basketball this year, and we didn't pack out our students. They had more people here than us, and we just got to come together and get that. Even if we are 2-8, 0-10, doesn't matter. We got to be out there supporting our guys because they're putting in the work for us.
Looking back on your career, if you had to do it all over again, would you change anything, and would you stay at Chelsea?
I would definitely stay at Chelsea. I've had a dad. He played. I think he graduated in '90, so he had Coach Hibbs as his coach, and you just can't leave it. There is a lot I'd change. I'd put in a little bit more work. I'd complain a whole lot less, and a term I used was there's always next year up until, of course, my senior year, and there's always tomorrow. There's not always tomorrow. You can say as many times as you want, but there's not always tomorrow to work out. do it today.
I'm here with Garrison. Garrison, you have this isn't your first rodeo with me. I've interviewed you several other times. I do like interviewing you because you're a straight shooter. You tell me what's on your mind, and I appreciate that. So with that being the case, talk about this past season as far as the highs and lows.
Well, we came up a little shorter than we wanted to. We had a lot of opportunities we should have taken advantage of, and a lot of that is on us seniors. A lot of that can be put on coaching staff in our community. But as long as we continue to take care of the low spots, I feel like the high spots will shine. We have a lot of talent coming back, although we have a lot of important spots to fill. Great receivers like Thomas Simpson, Will Fant directing our offensive line. That's a hard position to fill, and we just need to build on that, trust our coaches, trust what we know, and I feel like we can come out successful, a lot more successful than even what our players might think, as well as the community.
What message would you give to the underclassmen that are coming up, especially with getting ready to jump into 7A?
Just keep your head down, keep on the grind. You're not going to have a lot of sports. You don't hardly have anybody that believes you can be successful at this caliber of football, that you just continue to need to do what you need to do to be successful. That means come to work every day, put in the effort, put in the work. Don't take plays off, don't take practices off. You're going to have everything that you can possibly get to be able to compete, because you're already one step behind. A lot of these schools that have already been in 7A are adjusted to the caliber of speed of play. You have a lot of adjustments to do. You need to continue to keep your head down.
You know, it seems like every football season, Chelsea starts behind the 8 ball for whatever reason. In your honest opinion, what does Chelsea need to do to be successful?
We need a community that's going to back us. That's from people on the outside that spend money here, that live here, to students within the school. We have to have people that want to motivate new players to continue to come out and play each and every year, because, as you know, we're one of the smaller schools, really, as far as team-wise. We don't have that many players for the amount of kids that we have in the school. If you don't have a community that wants to back your football team, wants to see you successful, wants to pour in financially and emotionally to you, then you're not going to have a successful program.
In 5 to 10 years from now, where do you see Chelsea?
Honestly, if we continue on the track now, we don't annex, we have success in our future. We continue to build year after year. We've developed new talent. We're starting to bring in new people. Hopefully that'll bring in new, better caliber players than the players that we have, so we don't have just spot fillers. We have playmakers, we have athletes. And if we continue to build, we continue to grow like we are now, I feel like we're going to be up there competing for state titles with the Thompson, the Hoovers, the Hewitts, all of that.
Garrison, I certainly appreciate your time, and I think the message is simple. Support these guys. These guys have already left, they're seniors, but come out and support Chelsea schools.